Howdy, howdy, howdy. Everybody out there in the YouTube land. I just thought I'd give everybody a chance to jump in here and say something. We can chat for a while here on this fine Saturday evening. Was it 90, 93, 94?
93.
93. Still 93 and not much humidity in our part of Texas right now.
That's about
Actually,
33%.
33%. It's actually gone up today. There's actually some high clouds out there. So, and they're like, as they're going by, they're going, hi. So, not exactly the right way to be a high cloud, but they could. Hey, Lily, how goes it? Well, pretty close. Yeah, I never thought of that. It's actually really greener than yellow, but I'm getting yellow T-shirts now. I can look like a minion. That's awesome. Thank you for noticing. Uh, this was mine. Well, we went to post rodeo stampede or post stampede rodeo last night. Watched. What's the whole thing? The only thing we didn't get to see was the barrel racing. I missed most of it. Um, so. Another one, girl. Yes, we're doing great. How many does that make now? Really? I think I was doing one of these the other day or something the other day, and you popped in for just a minute, and I mean, how's life treating you and stuff? Actually, went to your channel and was like, how come there's no videos on here still? Do you like being a mama? We got,
I like being a grandmother much better.
I'd be a granddad a whole lot better than being a daddy.
Oh, heck of a lot easier.
That's give them candy, send them home. You want to chew on what? Yeah, sure. It's not my dead rat. It's, uh, it's not my tractor. You can climb on wherever you want to. Oh, this is. Oh, that's cool. We, me and the wife didn't want kids. They just kept falling out of the trees, and then she'd pick them up and bring them home, and there they were. In Texas, apparently, if you feed something and let it sleep on your couch, then you're responsible for it. So we couldn't get rid of it after that. Some kind of obscure law. You used to be able to just take and drop them off until that they fell into some category, like with the monkeys and stuff. So you have to keep them now. You can't just drop them off. So we had to raise a bunch of them. Let me see. What could be consuming your time? One of them is a boy and one of them is a girl, and the other one that takes everything that's left is probably the one that's causing you to have the other ones. Just saying. He's probably the one that's shaking them out of the trees. So one of y'all. Anyway, I'm really glad you're here. I really have missed you. Uh, your sister Eloise, I think. How's she doing? No, I'm good, baby. Thank you. Oh, thank you. It's not. I mean, there's people that think about me all the time, but they're usually running a backhoe or building a fire or, greasing a jail cell door or something like that. It's very scary being me. People always trying to get me to go on vacation to, like, I don't know, the Royal Gorge or something so they can push me off the bridges and stuff. I'm terrified of heights. Yeah, I figured it's somebody else would type in something here, but ain't nobody said nothing. I guess they don't want to disturb our conversation. Who else we got here? Maybe they did say hi and I just didn't see it. No, just you so far. I'm gonna guess one of them's Chipper. I'm gonna guess that. Uh, we had. What do you have for dinner? We just snacked.
I had a pickle.
You had a pickle. I had some Spam and potato chips
And a cup of coffee.
and a cup of coffee. Do not spend money on maple flavored Spam. It's maple flavored treats. It's not good. Hey, Tad, how much is a tad younger than her? Hello, Carol. Carol's probably not like architecting her own failure. She's smart. Well, there's now see, Lily, you're telling off on yourself being raised homeschool and being like smarter than your average kitten. You're gonna have to watch that. The according to those who believe that toxic masculinity is the correct way to abuse and mistreat women, the reason you have an older male to a younger female is for the extra maturity in the male, which comes
That's
in
a
handy.
joke.
Failed masculinity, though, is actually more the purview of the mother's failures than the father's. But that's a really, really scary hole to go down. It's a road to hoe because if the man doesn't ever get to be the boss, then the boy doesn't know what the boss is supposed to do. If the boy's never allowed to get in trouble by the man for not trying to be a man, then he doesn't learn what it is to be a man. I'm a firm believer that childhood, being youthful, that takes a while, but childhood, you got to stop being a kid somewhere around junior high. That's if you're not trying to learn how to be an adult, and not by practicing. I don't think you should have all responsibilities and everything else. But if you make a decision or perform an action or neglect a duty or choose to do something other than what you have been taught, whatever the thing is, if you do things during your junior high and high school years that affect you in a negative way further in life, that's not on your parents. It shouldn't be. Your parents shouldn't have to dig you out of the hole. You should have to dig yourself out of the hole. Now, I believe they should help you, but I don't think they should dig you out. That's a problem. Everybody, he's going to ruin his life because of that. We've got to get him in the home. He made the choice. Now you make him make the best of what he's got left. Because chances are, if he did something that's going to ruin it, mess up his life, he hurt somebody else pretty bad along the way. So. Okay, Corsairs. Hey, C103. Hey, T-Boy. That's the guy that draws pictures of how to build a building. In case anybody wonders, that's Lily in the Wilds. He's got the best non-existent videos on the planet still that she took down and you can't go watch, and it's annoying. I can still play him in the back of my head. It's so funny. What? She's got enough subscribers still. She could go over there. She could monetize. She could make like $10, $15 a month. It's diapers, I guess. Thank you, Lily. I was really starting to think I was actually going to have to beg. Those are good. They need to be out there just in case your kids stumble across them later too. Wait, my mom was super cool. Yeah, you don't want to miss out on stuff like that. Yeah. I'm pretty sure you could probably come up with parenting tips that were just as funny. There's a guy I watched that I really, don't have that much in common with. He's a lawyer and stuff. He lives in Alaska now. But anyway, I started watching because he was making videos on how to trap kids. Like literally, he would trap his own children. And I just thought that was the best thing ever. So I started watching him, and then I found out that he does hunting videos. He does shelter building videos. And he has had his kids, when his kids learn to walk, when his boys learn to walk, he takes his kids out into where the grizzly bears and stuff are. These kids are all cute as a button, and they're all fairly deadly by now. Well, they had that whole thing with there was a lot of predators that come on and started trying to go onto the young people's channels and get them to do stuff. I actually spent about 2 years combing through. Um, Anybody wants a little history on Wes S here? He one of the because I stumbled across it by accident looking for something else. Uh, I was actually trying to develop a morning routine for myself that would make it to where I could start my day quicker and get on. But anyway, the one thing's popped up, and then I started noticing some of the comments, and now I started chasing it.
Are you going to do this?
Yeah,
Okay.
I reported, I don't know, over 100 profiles to YouTube. I mean, I had, where they commented, what time they commented. I put a lot of effort into tracking the guys that were commenting on these young girls' videos, getting them to do things in ways that was putting the young girls at risk. So, yeah, I did a little bit of armchair warrior stuff for the really reals. And then it was weird. Those videos started getting taken down, and then I didn't have time to. Well, I didn't need to do it anymore because they did something about it, and they made it safer for the kids. It was actually a lot of work. It was a lot of biting your tongue because you couldn't really. If you said anything to the person making the comments or whatever, then they just disappeared. You could tell they were using a translator, though. Most of them, a lot of them. In case anybody wants to know how I feel about immigration. That is a hardcore parent, yes. You are great, Carol. Hey, becoming Hey, there's Wayne. Hey, Wayne, say hi to Lily. I'm stuck. Wait a minute. Hey, little buddy. You want me? Now I got to talk to Mom. Now I got to talk to Elijah like I'm right there in the room with him. Because is he screaming pop up now? Oh. Lily, do you still have the same email address? If I do, if you don't, this. That's not working. Let's try it like that. Anyway, that's my email address. drop me a line or whatever. I'll send you some pictures of my grandkids. You can compare notes or whatever. That's the hippie up there. That's the that's the mother of my latest. Well,
There used to be sweet.
yeah, Sweet Pea. That's my daughter. She's a little older than me. GOA. I should know what that is. Guns of America. Never mind. Gun Owners of America. Trying to decide whether or not I'm going to unload my AR. Got it fixed now, and now I'm thinking about getting rid of it. I'm not going to use it. I was trying to get somebody to trade me a bolt action for it, but nobody wants to turn loose of the bolt action I want. So I can get a cheap bolt action, the caliber I want, but they're an AR clone bolt action thing, and I'm sorry, those things just look silly to me. I don't like them. I don't want to have to let go of my gun to operate the bolt. I just want to open my hand and take the bolt and then put my hand back on the gun. I don't want to go move from pistol grip to the bolt. I just don't want to do that. Anyway. I've been watching a lot of young people the last little while because there's been a lot going on. And, there's been just different things, the stuff with everybody getting ready to go back to school. We were at a parade. We were at a rodeo. We've been going around doing some things. And there's just a lot of people out there that they're setting themselves up to be nothing. And it really bothers me. And they're okay with it. They're doing it on that. They're doing it on purpose, and that bothers me even more. You don't have to worship money and spend your whole life trying to work towards having everything, but you don't need to just act like there's nothing to it and it grows on trees and just reach out and get some somewhere else. My glasses dirty. I'll put my readers on and we'll go with that. Exactly. Thank you, Wayne. I thought that was the only one in that chair, but yeah, it's not conducive to the style of shooting I know. So comes to something as important as shooting, you really do need to be as trained as possible in a specific type of whatever. Yeah, you need to be comfortable with everything you have, but when it comes to your primary shooter, you need to be comfortable with it. That you need to pick a type of shooter and you need to shoot that type of thing. Quite honestly, I would love to have a Remington. What is it, 700? In
I
five
just
five
want a gray
six.
donkey.
You can have a gray donkey, and I get my, which I don't even know if they make one in 5.56. I just think that would be like the most awesomest ranch rifle ever in the history of mankind. No. All these.
My sister in there. I'm sure.
Well, that's true, Tibor. Do what, man?
Is his sister still in there? I'm sure.
Hey, you still in here, Sweet Pea? Crazy lady? Is the baby still yelling at me? Hey, Elijah, go lick your mama on the ear. There, I helped. The thing with nobody wants to get in trouble, and so they won't talk about anything. You know, the young man. This is the young people. They're all. I mean, I literally every other time we've gone to the rodeo, the young people and the older people have kind of, they haven't been whatever. I've never seen that many groups of young people just literally staying away from anybody with whiskers. I'm not talking junior high and high school. I'm talking it's like the ones coming out of college or going into college or whatever right now, they don't have any desire for the wisdom of the people above them. That scares me. Because they know that if they talk to them and then they say the wrong thing, they're going to wind up in a fight over gender or politics or something. And so they'd rather just stay out of it. And now they're literally huddling together. They're doing the go with the flow thing. And I'm sorry, it doesn't matter whether you're a Twinkie or a turd. If you're in the creek and you go with the flow, you're going to wind up in the same place. It's going with the flow is not a really good idea. I mean, if you can build a canoe and you can travel the river deliberately, that's okay. Just don't just get in there and let don't just float down the river on a log. That's bad. That's bad. So you're going to wind up in a log jam somewhere, and they're going to burn you to clear the river. The end. And I don't mind a synthetic stock. I just want, if it's going to be a bolt action, I can't see a reason for a pistol grip. You're not really wanting to. I mean, you're securing the weapon with your strong hand when you're shooting a bolt gun, because bolt guns are designed to be shot at rest or something. You're not, you can shoot them on prone or whatever. They're a gun. You pull the trigger, they go bang. But they're designed to be shot at rest or leaning up against a tree or on some sandbags, or you know what I'm talking about. So you don't need a pistol grip to choke the rifle into your shoulder. You need, it's on a long range shot, it's trigger control. I mean, it doesn't do you any good to do make this, make that, click this, click that, do all the math and all the adjustments and all the windages and everything like that, and then just jerk the trigger. If you don't know when that trigger is going to break, you don't have any business shooting the gun. It had been so long since I shot my 270 that I did not know when the trigger was going to break. It's not a bicycle. For some people, it is. I knew one man, he could shoot a rifle today, and then you could hand it to him 10 years ago. He would look at the gun, know which one it was, and know where the trigger was going to break. It was the weirdest thing ever. And yes, I knew him a long time. I met him when I was 7. And I'm not anywhere close to 7 anymore. He died about 10 years ago. Yeah, see, mine's synthetic with stainless, all of the guts and stuff. And I don't have a problem. I do not have a problem with stainless rifle. I wish I didn't like it shiny so much, because honestly, when you're kicking around out in the bushes or whatever, would kind of like to have it not so shiny, but I can't bring myself to spray paint it because it's just gross. I don't think I'll ever be able to rattle can a rifle like all them special operators do. If I've got myself into a situation where I need to camo my rifle so that people don't see that I got a rifle, then I'm in the wrong position, and it's well, it's just a matter of time before it goes real bad for me. I ain't no gunfighter. Comes to gunfighting, I'm just gonna hide behind my wife. Get him, honey. They said they didn't like blue donkeys.
Gotcha.
He said blue donkeys was for girls.
If I can find one.
You gonna go let him?
Sure.
Yeah, I know I carry that camera like that. Didn't I? Oh, little thumb on you. I just thumbed y'all's whole face. All right, Lily, thanks for coming by. It was really, really good to hear from you. Congratulations on the babies. What's that? Oh, okay. Uno momento, folks. We shall keep talking, but no, that's I killed the camera. You're perfectly safe.
All over the dryer.
I was going to clean that. I'm so sorry, baby. Hold on, guys. I got to get no. It is not easy. I wouldn't want you leaving stuff all over my truck. That was funny. Don't hurt me. I made a very funny joke. So if y'all never hear from me again, die is because of the joke. So, um, the kid made out like a bandit at the parade today, but then one of his Popeyes, well, actually 3 of his Popeyes, had holes in them from bouncing on the concrete, I guess. Anyway, they melted, or they thawed. Melted? What? Same thing? Melted because they're made of water. And anyway, got on his candy. So I set his candy down and then got a thing. Anyway, long story short, I got Kool-Aid all over my wife's car. And she said, "Oh, yeah." And I said, I went in there, I was cleaning it off, and I said, "I wouldn't want you to have got that on my truck. Her washing machine dryer, my truck." She got it. She's not talking to me anymore. So it'll be okay. Yeah. See, I actually was looking in a pawn shop here a couple years ago, and I found the rifle of my dreams. It was a 30-30 bolt action with fixed metal sights, and it was drilled and tapped for a rail for a scope. It didn't have a scope. I would have had to put a scope on. But I'm sorry, you're not going to go elk hunting with it unless you're really good at sneaking. And I think you could get within 100 yards. Elk's not that hard to sneak up on. It's whether or not you want to do all that walking or whatever. And the answer is no. I mean, if you're not the kind of guy that climbs around in that stuff all the time, you don't need to be trying to walk 4 or 5 miles sneak up on an elk. But you can get within 200 yards of an elk. So, anyway. Not everybody can, but you can. Anyway, a 30-30 is all the gun you need. Here in my part of this state, and in just anywhere in East Texas that I can think of, in South Texas, well, anywhere in the state of Texas except for up above the cap. I'm gonna damn deer over there anyway. You're not shooting at anything out there past 300 yards. The chances of you getting a shot at something on this side of the state, a real shot at something at 300 yards, because there is going to be something between you at 300 yards. There's going to be something between you and that animal. Yucca, mesquite tree, hackberry, prickly pear, broomweed, arrowweed. Those are a pain in the neck. There's going to be something between you and that animal. That stuff just grows here. The further he is away, the more stuff there is between you and him. So, spear point bullets just aren't much good, or I don't think they are. My closest miss so far, my personal best miss so far is 50 yards. Missed it 50 yards because of a sapling. I no longer have those optics, but the focus on the rifle was pretty good at 100 and on out, but it was a little blurry inside of that, so I could not see the sapling. And I'm sure the deer healed up fine. I didn't completely miss, but I missed by enough. I watched it run away, and it had a little tiny cut. It didn't have a hole; it had a cut. So. Yeah, see up there, get up around up going your way or whatever, you can see a mile or better easy. I mean, like literally, you can see everything that's on the ground for a mile. Not like the visibility is a mile. I'm talking you can see a mile of dirt. I know. I grew up there by Lubbock, and you can, if you know, in the fall, a rabbit can't hide. I mean, oh look, there's a rabbit. He's out there about 200 yards. There's nothing up there to hide behind. That's an exaggeration. You can watch deer walking 300 or 400 yards off. Just, wow, they're pretty. And every once in a while, you're in a position where you can see that down there, but most of the time, 99% of the time, 90% of the time, you're looking at 100 yards. Well, if you're at a feeder, chances are your shot is going to be either 100 or 150 yards. Well, it's going to be 50, 100, 150. That's going to be your range somewhere in there. It may be 101, 125, 73, whatever, but you're shooting at it in that bubble, the end, because that's the area you've cleared. That's where you've got the rocks painted. You know where 150 yards is, and you know where 50 yards is. The end. Hey, Jipper. You missed Lily in the wild, Chipper. I'm not even lying to you, dude. She was in here for a long time. She's got two. She got a boy and now a little girl. That don't give you arthritis, nothing will. Yeah, and we're getting solar farms up here too. Wind farms and solar farms. I guess if I have to choose, I'll take the wind. I'd rather not have the windmills, but you don't get a lot of say and stuff like that. So. Yeah, the windmills, the solar arrays are an end to all life. If they put solar on it, everything does. That's the way it is. It's actually really sad. It's not green energy. Now, is big tech and the quite honestly the plastics manufacturers and stuff, they want solar and windmill. They're selling product like it was going out of style. The windmill blades are all petroleum distillate. It takes tens of thousands of gallons of grease to keep windmills going over the course of their life. It takes tens of thousands of barrels of oil to produce the electricity the windmills make over the course of their life. Windmills are great for business. So, solar panels are literally made out of petroleum distillates and rare earth minerals derived from carbon heavy strip mining. But whatever. Here it's all in the brush. There's this last year I saw 3 or 4 bucks that were shooters, every one of them. I mean, they were nice. They were all mature. Well, 2 of them were really mature. But anyway, there was no ethical shot because there was so much mesquite between me and them, and they weren't 75 yards out. Did not have a shot. And I could see them in detail. I could count their horns. I could see the color of their eyes. I could not get a hole through the tree. If I'd had a 30-30, I could have dropped that big son of a. I could have shot right through the twigs. Wouldn't have mattered. Actually, a 357 will do the same thing, but you lose a lot of energy. You lose energy faster with a 357 as opposed to 30-30. That's all I'm saying. 30-30 better. 30-30 is a really, really good brush gun. Hey, Savage. You can make a long shot here. My brother popped a deer at 256 yards. He had a little range set up at his house. I forget how far it was, but I shot 1,000 yards at my whole place. There's places you can do it, but there's that field out there. There's not going to be any deer on it. Lived there for 13, 14 years. Never saw deer in that field. It was a hay field. Never saw deer in it. I saw deer in my backyard. With literally, if the window had been open and the screen had been off, I could have took him because there was like nothing between me and him but the propane tank. I would have to shoot over the propane tank, but I think it would have been okay. But then by the time I got out the back door to get a look at him, there was brush between me and him. It's brushy. Most places, deer stay in the brush. That's where they're safe. Now today, he's just coming in, back in with his stuff. But he was probably 250, 300 yards out into a hayfield. That would have been a good shot, but there was some ragweed and sunflower still stuff between me and him. Um, I, if it had been deer season, I might have actually tried that shot. It's very doable because I would have had to put enough. I think I would have been able to clear everything that was between me and him. I would have been shooting over it. So, but I'm saying it's still. I mean, I want. I just want a bolt action to replace my AR, and I figured if I could get it in a 5.56, then I still had ammo. I had to buy ammo. I'd have ammo for days. I'd have enough ammo to learn how to shoot my new gun and hunt from now on. That's my plan. Wayne, have you been on Sasquatch back porch? That dude, I'd put a feeder down there at the bottom. That's just like that's so pretty. That's from the porch to the bottom though. It's like 150, 140. All the way to the back is right at 190 meters. So, but it's downhill. You got the high ground. You got a really nice rail. It's a nice place to go blinky. Oh man, I love that. This is a pretty spot, isn't it? Yeah, I'd have put myself up against a lot of people shooting 5 years ago. Nah, longer than that. I quit shooting for a while. Back when I shot all the time. Back when I was in my 50s. I was going to told anybody. So, anyway. I know all you folks out there, 100%, y'all got y'all stuff together. Y'all aren't digging a hole, but some of us have kids that are adulting, and it's really hard to watch your kids adulting and they're having, trouble. And seeing that the rest of the jerk faces out there are making it way harder than it has to be on them. Because you can't just, they've made it in the USA, well, the world worse. I guess we're actually still better off than most places. That you can't say what you believe, not without whatever. And if they start arresting y'all and hauling y'all off to Great Britain to serve trial for being mean or whatever, y'all let the rest of us know. We'll figure out some way to make some saltwater tea. Cool. I wish I had the money for one of the compressed air. 22 air rifles. If I had it, I'd want to have all the pieces and parts and O-rings and all the stuff to rebuild it and stuff, and the knowledge to do all that. Because I watch a guy's Air Arms South Africa or whatever. Man, he makes shooting with those things look fun. And he does international shooting competition with their rifle. He's really good. And he's always out there popping monkeys and stuff with them. But I don't know what one of those air rifles like that costs. I know it ain't no $99 Daisy, that's for sure. I'm going to sign off here in about 3 minutes if anybody's got anything they want to ask or say. We have been but it's still, that doesn't make it any less awesome, Savage. He did still it. If you look at what he started shooting or whatever, and he's been doing this a long time. He's been a competitive air rifle shooter for. He did a video on it a while back explaining how long he's been doing it. He's been doing it for a long time. So. Yeah, somebody tried to get him in trouble with the hunting commission and the animal welfare people down there in South Africa. Said he was out there crippling geese. And I hate that. Yeah, I was actually working towards a target rifle, a 22 caliber target rifle when I was much younger. Had it at the store. Well, the gun store was aware of it and stuff. I was working towards the money, and then because it was in the 80s, early 80s, well, mid 80s, and that gun was going to run me right at $1,900. So anyway, divorce, no biggie. I was actually pretty serious about one back in, but everything I did was 22. And I could take my little bolt action and it's my little Stevens. shoot nickels and dimes and pennies all day long. Well, mine was a 22. I can't remember the name of the gun. Let's see it. Like a damn crut. Well, really. Had a primarily wood stock with an adjustable aluminum shoulder plate and cheek plate. Well, I thought it was pretty good. Actually, hideous gun. Just look up Target 22 rifles, like competition rifles. Sometime you'll see they look different. I won't watch I don't watch the Olympics or the competitions or anything like that because I didn't get to do it. Don't want to know about it. I'll just quit it altogether. Well, that's not bad. Sometimes you just don't get to do the things you plan on doing. And you just go on. And then you get to do other stuff. Like, raise kids and have grandbabies and go to rodeos. Life is what you do, man. Life doesn't get in the way. I used to say that, and I get. I mean, I used to believe. I mean, man, I got tired of life getting in the way of me doing what I wanted to do. But I became a success at life when I realized that life was what I was doing. And if I had to not do something in my life that I thought I wanted to do because I found something else to be more important, I wasn't missing a thing. Life is what you do. Life doesn't get in the way. Life is where you're at. You can't get in the way. And if there's stuff you really want to do and the things that you're dealing with in your life are getting in the way, then you're not living your life. Your life is running you. And you're never going to be happy if you're just letting your life run you. I mean, you can't let your life wear you out. You've got to live your life. But life don't get in the way. Sometimes you let life get in the way. And I've said it recently, I think, actually, letting life get in the way. Told my son the other day that he was letting life get in the way. And that life gets in the way. Called him back. I tried to. Anyway. I don't know, that's full of shit. You get one shot at this, enjoy it. The end. You're not enjoying it, why bother? sometimes reality comes a knocking. I mean, and that's if I had have made different choices, better choices, I could have recovered from that divorce. I could have shot. That's not what I chose to do. So I walked away from that idea before I ever met Mrs. S. So um, we didn't have shooting clubs and stuff at my school, so I was going to be coming into it on my own anyway. Um, but yeah, if there's something that you really like doing, though, you should try to do it. And if, like, people always say, I hear this a lot. Used to when I was doing all the preaching and stuff, is that the kids got in the way. My family come along, this and yada yada. If having kids has gotten in the way of your hobby, then you're not raising your kids right. Why can't your kids be into the same thing you're into? This one guy learned about this weekend. He's really into hog hunting and stuff. And guess what? That's what his boys are being raised on. If they decide later that they don't want to be hog hunters, that's on them. Do not give your small child a fully automatic weapon. I don't care if there's a professional teacher standing right there or not. Do not give your small child a fully automatic weapon. Until they're big enough and strong enough to handle a weapon. Do not let them hold that weapon. That was just stupid. That's it. Got an extra 10 minutes out of it. Exactly. Savage. I am not speaking of doing things right and living your life the way you want to live it. I am not going to sit in here with you people, even though I love each and every one of you. I really legitimately enjoy spending time talking to y'all. Well, talking to the camera while y'all listen to me. But I mean, I like y'all. I'm glad when y'all come to my house and hang out with me. Okay, I really appreciate it. But the woman of my dreams is in there waiting for me to come in and watch TV with her. So I'm gonna go do that. All right. Y'all be blessed. Y'all stay alive. Do not die.